Hey,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Sorry.
I love your setup. Where are you at?
I feel like I'm somewhere different every time I get on class,
Oh
but
my God, that's
I'm
funny.
I'm at a wedding venue. I'm helping with the wedding here today. So,
Bless your heart. So you're doing double duty,
yes, ma'am.
trying to
Yes,
pull fit
ma'am.
in the fit in your class. Well, welcome back. This um first of all, I want to mention this. Um, I will not see you. This is gonna blow your mind until November the 8th. So
Oh
what's
wow.
gonna happen? Yeah. What's gonna happen is we're gonna have 2 weeks off. You'll have the Saturday. Let me get to the okay, Saturday the 11th. That's the you'll have that's today, isn't it? No, no, that's next week, Saturday, October the 11th. We won't meet, of course. And then the following week is fall break for TU. So that's the 18th. We do not meet that week because that's the end of fall break. The 25th of October, I have a workshop or a professional development I have to attend online. So I'm not going to meet with you. Can't do it. So that means that our next face to face meeting will be November the 8th.
Okay.
So you might want to write that down and so you won't freak out. And what will
Yes,
happen
ma'am.
is I will put things on, of course, the module and you will just work independently. If you have questions, you email me and I'll answer you, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So I wanted to clarify that with you, so because I have to get all this on my calendar, so I'll know. Um, and so today we have two things we want to talk about. You're going to have to write a reflection paper on the 5 to 7 shift, and I'm going to share my screen with you because I want you to see it up close. It's already well, if it's not showing, it will be showing in the actual module. There it is. I think you can see it, can't you? I'm going to bring it
Yes,
where I
ma'am.
can see it. I can't see it unless I bring it over here where I'm looking at. Can you still see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay, so it's the 5 to 7 shift, and what this is it's actually something that I saw happen many times, and you probably have too. But it wasn't until I read about this until I went, "Oh wow, that really does happen." It is particularly between the ages of 5 and 7. Although a lot of grade levels report this happening in other grade levels, I'm particularly interested in what it does for the kindergarten teacher because many times, even in pre K, you will see them come in one way and you will think, oh my goodness, there's no way this child is ever going to catch up. This child is extremely behind. And then out of the blue, things just start sparking, and the next thing you know, that kid is right where that kid needs to be. You're shaking your head. You've seen it happen.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
It is,
ma'am.
yes, it is. It is very true. It does happen, and this is what it's called. It's the 5 to 7 shift. It is a concept in developmentally mental psychology and education that describes the broad cognitive and social changes that typically occur between the ages of 5 and 7. It's a time when children move from preschool or kindergarten into the early elementary grades. And that's basically what it's talking about. I just know as a kindergarten teacher, there were always those students that were the dark horses that were just kind of slow to start. They may not have had as much enrichment coming in. They maybe couldn't hold a pencil, they couldn't carry on a conversation. They certainly didn't know letters or numbers or anything like that. And then in a matter of months, everything changed. This usually happened around January after they came back after Christmas. And
Yes.
it's just like boom, a light comes on.
Hmm.
So that's what this is all about. Now I have prepared on this page that if it's not published, let me publish it right quick. You'll see it on your end now. But it is an actual handout, which is, I'm not going to sit here and read it to you, but this is a great handout on how it came about. So in your textbook, it does mention Arnold, Samroff, McDonough, and White. And these people were the first people that originally started this theory, that they documented it. It became, a theory. And then it goes in to explain how it was formed. Again, I'm not reading this document to you, but this is a good document to use as you write your reflection paper, because it does give you kind of some guidelines of, being that you're in the classroom, you could probably write about something that you had experienced in this type of setting. But a lot of students in 326 can't, because they're not in the field. You're in the field. You see things differently than they do. But what to look for in kindergarten, and then strategies to support the shift, and all this is on this paper that you can review. It's all here. I'm not going to bore you with reading it. You can do that on your own. But I did want to point that out to you. I'm going to close this up. And then this right here, this entire page here is devoted to the explanation of the 5 to 7 shift. You can read through all this. I'm not going to read it to you. The next page is, already published. Here's more information on it. And there's not a lot of information out there. So, you have to kind of pick and choose where you get your information from, in a way. But here's something here. There is a article I'm giving you to summarize. And then there is a YouTube video you can watch. So you don't have to go out and find your own research. It's already here for you.
Okay.
I feel like I'm getting a whatever. Anyway, this is the actual assignment, and it's just a reflection paper. It's just very verbatim right there.
So I'll need to put reference. Does it have to have references?
Yes, you would need a reference at the end, and you would use the paper that it asks you to summarize.
I would use the article and then the YouTube video.
Yes. That's all you have to. That's really all you would have to technically reference at the end. Yeah, but you'd want an APA reference at the end on reference page. Yes. And I would do a cover sheet, and I would do the, and then just follow the guidelines here with the paper, and you'll be fine. But you're just summarizing the article, and then I think you're asked to think about your own setting, how this applies to you. Have you seen this happen in your classroom? That kind of thing. It's not hard, but it is something good to know as an educator, as you're going in the classroom, that this is something that truly does happen.
Yes.
I mean, we see it all the time, but there's a theory behind it. And I know for me, I taught school a long time before I started my master's. So for me, it was kind of like, wow, really? it was like, okay, they have a name for that.
Yeah.
Are you getting a feedback from me?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, can you hear me echoing on your side?
Oh no, ma'am. Is it echoing for you?
Yes, I don't echo on my side. I don't know why it started doing that, but it did.
I don't know. My service. I'm connected to Wi-Fi, but I can tell my computer's lagging a little bit, so it might be.
Okay. I understand. Okay, so that was the first thing that we wanted. I'm gonna stop the share right here. Okay, so now the next thing is kind of a bigger assignment, and so we're going to look at that together. So I'm going to bring this. Well, let me just do the share thing. Golly, I'm echoing. Okay, so here we go.
It might be the room I'm in too.
It's okay. I think if you're not hearing the echo, I'm good. I didn't want you to hear what I'm hearing because it sounds terrible. Can you see that page?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So this is a very long article. Okay. This is our kind of our in-class thing we're going to do. But it's all about technology, and it's really about how the NY let me see, the NYAC, whatever that is, the
NAEYC.
NAEYC,
Yeah.
how they have come up with a policy statement on technology. And that's kind of something we're all concerned with, is that children are seeing too much technology. Children are being inundated by screens, and what is considered to be um, good and what is considered to be bad. How much time should they be on the screens? So, in the future, in the next couple of weeks, you're going to create your own technology lesson plan. And that's kind of why we're reading this article as we prepare for that assignment, and we're going to review it. And hang on just a minute. Let me make sure you can see it. I don't know if you can see it or not. No, I'm going to click on this. Now you can see it. Let me just go ahead and do this right now. Oh, and also one other thing. Double check on the in the module. I updated the due dates, and some of them have changed. I think you will like them because I've spaced things out a little more than they were. Some of the things were right on top of each other, and I didn't think that was fair. So,
Well, I noticed that you changed the Bloom's taxonomy that was
yeah,
supposed to
I
be due
moved it
today.
over. Yeah, I moved it over a day. I think I moved it to Sunday for you.
Yes, I noticed
Um,
that.
yeah, and then there were some other things I moved around just because they were right on top of each other. But this technology lesson plan is due the 15th, October 15th. So that's why we're going to review this paper. And I'm assuming you can still see that Dropbox. Can you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I don't know why it doesn't say publish there. Let me publish it if it says. Okay. So basically, there is a summary here that you can read on this right here, where you can, right here at the top of the page. If you will download that, and I'm going to give you, let's say, about 10 minutes to read through that summary.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you still see me? I just clicked on the
Yes.
page where you're at, and
Yes, I can see you. Can
okay,
you see what I'm showing?
I can see what you're showing. I just
Okay.
can't see your
Okay.
face anymore.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's probably because I'm sharing. Yeah, I guess. Who knows? But I'm still here. But anyway, there's an actual doc there that is a summary, because the article is very long. We did this in class, in my face-to-face class, and we still didn't finish it. But I didn't give them a summary. I made them read it, and we're going through it step by step. Here, we don't have time to do that. There's no way. So I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to just read that on your own. And then we're going to come back and we're going to go through these steps together and kind of do this in class. So I'm going to let you do that. And if you want to, you can turn your what I'm trying to say is you can turn your screen off so I don't see you, and you can just sit there and read, and then we'll come back
Okay.
together in 10 minutes, and I'll set my timer so I'll be sure to come back.
Okay, and it is example of technology lesson plans? Or no.
No, it's in the group
Technology.
in class assignment called
Oh,
Exploring
gotcha. I see.
Technology.
Okay, I
Okay.
see it now.
And there is a actual document there in that Dropbox in the very top. It's called Technology and Interactive Media as Tools in Early Childhood Programs Serving Children from Birth to 8.
Mhm.
There's a
And that's what
summary
I'm
here.
reading?
Yeah, and you're going to read that summary, and then we're going to come back and talk about it. So
Okay.
I'm gonna turn my camera off, and you can turn yours off, and then we'll come back in 10 minutes. I'm
Okay.
gonna set my timer. Because if
Okay.
I don't, I'll be doing something else, and then I'll be like, what? Let me see. Where's our thing? Let me get my timer going here. Clock. I'm gonna give you about 10 minutes. Do you think? Yeah, I mean, it won't take you long. It may not even take that long. All right, there you go. 10 minutes. I'll see you in a minute.
Yeah.
Go over here. Hmm. My Lord, she's having internet trouble. Hey, did you
Hey.
have time to read it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to share my page again so you can see. We can see. Nope, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Okay, where is it? Let's be this one. Nope. Well, I think what happened was, hold on just a minute. Let me stop the share. Where did my page go? Hold on, let's go back. Let me go into share one more time. Okay, I think this is what it is. Okay, so what you're seeing right now is the actual article, and I'm going to go back and close off that article. If I can get on that page, there we go. Okay, so now you can see the actual assignment. Okay, so what are three takeaways after you skimmed over this? Three things that you could take away.
Knowing that technology should not be exposed to children 2 years old or younger. Didn't it
That's
say
right.
it said something
That's
about that? And
yes.
then knowing that there's got to be limitations to technology
That's right.
when it comes to education and outside education. So teachers and parents
Yes.
um, are responsible for that. And then that obviously it's needed in this day and time. Like
Yes.
it can be beneficial.
Yes. We certainly want our children growing up without knowledge of it. That's true. But we do need to take into the fact that, infants and up to 2 years old really don't need any screen time at all. And then even in the setting of the school system, I think for the child, it's what is it, like 30 minutes? Maybe
Yeah.
longer. I think it's longer for older children, but we need to take that into consideration when I know in kindergarten, or at least I saw in my school system, where they used that Chromebook. I believe they used it almost as almost like, to me, the Chromebook was used like a classroom management tool, because when the teacher was not teaching whole group, she had them in small group, and one group was always on those computers. And
Well, that's how
yeah,
ours is too. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
we
They're
used to
on.
rotate every 10
Yes,
minutes, but now we're doing
yes,
it where we do 30 minutes in one group each day and we swap the
yes.
groups each day. And honestly,
Right.
it's better, but that one group is on iPads for 30 straight minutes.
That's a long
Um,
time.
yeah, and we have two small groups. So we have
Now, is that
ELA
in your is
and
that in your pre-K class?
mhm.
Wow.
Yep. They have to have 30 minutes of Hatch. Do you know what
A
Hatch
day.
is?
No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you don't? It's like a
No, I don't.
learning it's
Uh-huh.
like a learning platform and they
Yes.
have to get so many stars like each few minutes to get time actually on there. So they could be on it for an hour but only have like 20 minutes
Right.
to make sure
Well,
that they're like learning and doing activities.
right.
So, and if they don't get their time, like we have to try to make sure that they get their time. So they might even be on it like extra
Wow.
after to
Well, see,
get
that's a
30 minutes.
lot. That's a lot to
Hmm.
expect out of a pre-Ker. That's really
Yeah.
amazing. So, the takeaway here is that, number one, you're an educator and you have to be mindful of these guidelines that were in place by the American Academy of Pediatrics. You have to be, and then the article went in and described about, there were, I don't know how many there were 8 or 9 areas that we need to pay close attention to, such as, is it developmentally appropriate? And there were just a long list of things you could look at in that article that basically said you need to pay attention to these things, to know, is the technology, does it merit the children being with it? Is it educational? I mean, gone are the days that we just say, okay, we're going to flip on a video and let them watch for 30 minutes. There needs to be a reason why they are involved in technology, for technology to be implemented correctly.
Hmm.
Like, when I first started teaching, it was very common for us during a snack period to turn on a video. Well, I can't say that every video I ever showed my kids in class was educational. I'm not saying there was anything wrong with it either, but gone are those days. We have to be very sure of what we're doing. That it is appropriate for the child. Is it asking too much, or are we putting too much on them? And then at the same time, exactly what are they over there doing? Of course, a program like you're describing is educational. That's an educational program, and it's probably really doing a lot of benefits for a pre-K student, in that I would think it would even help with attention span.
Yeah.
If they have
Well,
to have those points.
yeah. Well, a lot of them, we have a few that, I mean, they'll either just sit there and stare or they'll get distracted and
Oh,
they'll just look
bless.
around. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's frustrating because you
It
don't want
is
them to have
very
to be on the
frustrating.
screen for so
Yes.
long. And
Yes, yes. So the next part of this is just a what if scenario. And like, for instance, we'll take that first one, and I think you'll know the answer. A parent asks if it's okay for their 18-month-old to use an iPad during drop-off time. How would you respond according to these guidelines that you've just read, that
um,
parent?
I would say that, that we're that's not supposed to we're not supposed to do
Right.
that. We can't do that. We can't accommodate that.
Right. Yeah. And this would probably be in a daycare setting where,
Yeah.
you would have to go out and have a conversation with the parent. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, it's not really good, that your 18-month-old is on an iPad. And
Yeah.
we understand,
And
but
most places don't even want parents or kids to bring any type of technology because we don't want to be responsible anyways,
no.
but also if not everybody
Right.
has one, then
Right.
like
So, and again, that you're exactly right. In a school setting, we would say, well, he needs to leave that at home. You don't need to have
yeah.
that, or that sort of thing. And then in the next scenario, it said a classroom has only one tablet. Now, could you ensure equal use among all the children? And that would be very frightening. And in this day and time, that does not happen, because usually school systems have the carts that come in the classroom where all the iPads have a charging box, and you just check them out to every kid in
That's
your
what
room. But
Yeah, that's what we have.
yes,
We have
but
regular iPads with the box, and then we have just Hatch only iPads that only
mhm,
open to
only
Hatch.
do
And
that.
yeah.
And so, but what would happen though if you had children that you only had one or two to use? How could you, show equal, or offer them equal time?
This is kind of a hard. I've never like really thought about it. I guess that you would just try to split up time, like whenever we're doing one-on-one work, maybe or independent work. One of them
Or
could
it
get
could be
on
one of
that.
your rotations. It could be one of
Yeah,
your rotations. Like, maybe it wouldn't be a specific rotation, like, because usually rotations have 5 or 6 kids in it. But
yeah,
maybe at some point during the rotation, two could go over there. I don't know. It would be a horrible situation to be in. I know that.
yeah.
But
That like one tablet is like, how do you even make that work?
right,
That
exactly. And it's
that is
really
tough.
not a possibility in a public school system of today.
Yeah.
But and again, you never know.
Hmm.
All right. And then you have this dual language learner in class. This is a child that probably speaks Spanish at home, as limited English in the classroom, is learning to how to speak English. So what kind of technology could you offer that student?
Oh, I remember reading this in the article too
Uh-huh.
because I thought it was interesting, but I can't remember what
Yeah.
it did. It
Go ahead
say
and
in
look
the
it up if
article?
you have to.
Yeah, I'm about to look because I
Uh-huh.
cannot remember. But that's so our connecting room. We have
Uh-huh.
a little boy, and he does not speak any English.
Wow.
And our state lady came this past week just seeing if we needed anything. And one thing that Crystal, the teacher, asked for, she was like, any help or any kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Like supply, not supplies, but reinforcements that she could use
With
to help
him.
with Spanish and do
Yes.
it. Yeah, dual. language.
It's almost like if it, and I don't know how you could do it, but it would almost be like he would need, if he was in your class and he went to that center, he would almost need to have a Spanish, speaking
Yeah,
version.
yeah, because he has no, like, the other day we were outside doing bubbles and she was like, everybody back up a little, back up. And he kept getting close to it. So I
Yeah,
looked up, back up in Spanish, and I was like, Respado or whatever it
that's
is. And
right.
he like
Right.
looked at me and he backed
Yeah.
up. But it's like
Yeah.
you're saying
He's
back up,
lost.
and he
Yeah.
really, even with the hand motions, he's
Yeah.
4 years old. He
Yeah.
doesn't know.
Now, do you have an ESOL teacher at your school? That's
Um,
somebody that works with children with, that speaks different rather than English. It might
I'm
be. I wonder if they even go to pre-K. I don't know, but that
Yeah, I
would
was
be
about to
something.
say, I'm sure we do,
I
but
don't.
I
They
don't
may
know
not
that.
go to pre-K.
Yeah, I don't know that they do. I, I, no, I really don't know,
Mm-hmm.
honestly.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Um,
But I mean, it is hard. It is so hard when you have them and they don't speak English and you're like, okay, what is the deal here? All right.
I
The next
know.
step is exploring technology in an early childhood classroom. This is where you can, I think there's a document here you can download. I'm going to open that up. Hopefully it'll open up. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So these are, you just select an article and then you just do a reflection on it. One fact you've learned, an aha moment, something that surprised you, or a question. And I'm not going to make you do this in class. I'm just going to let this be like a little homework assignment. But it's
Okay.
just to familiarize yourself with some more information on technology in the classroom. And like I said, you can do this on your own. And there's the
Okay.
article selection. And I'll move the due date for this. We won't have it due today. We will just have it due like Sunday evening or something because it's not that difficult. It won't be that
Okay.
difficult, I don't think. But I'm not going to waste your time with that. Okay, so the next thing I want to look at is I'm going to stop my share and we're going to go in and look at this. We're going to look at this page where it has the actual Dropbox for the technology lesson plan because that's going to be where your interests are going to be interested in. Okay, so here is, first of all, I'm going to share with you the actual template, okay? So maybe you can see it. Yes. It's a very simplistic template. It is not like you usually see. It's just a fill in the blank kind of thing. I don't think that's very difficult. Here it is in its entirety. You just list, of course, the objectives, the standards, the duration, the lesson type, the technology integration, the instructional procedures, and then the materials needed. It's fillable and flexible for either pre-K or kinder. You can do it on either grade level you want. Those are the only two grade levels you can use. You'll need a standard, and you could either go with of course, the gels, or you could go with the performance standards, whichever one you need. And so what I want to talk about now is exactly how do you go about teaching this lesson. And the idea here, for instance, I used is maybe teaching subtraction. And so well, you would first have the content standard for subtraction, in your regular math standards. You'd pull that. And then you would use the technology aspect, might come in where I know there are websites out there that have alligators and they show the alligators eating the fish. And it's kind of like a takeaway kind of thing, and the
Mm-hmm.
children can manipulate the screen. That's a good way to have the integrated technology with the lesson. In other words, your technology here in this plan is going to teach the skill that the standard is. It's subtraction is what we're teaching, but we're using that technology to help get that point across.
To
That's
show,
the way.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of plan behind the plan as to what is my purpose in doing this. Why am I doing this? Well, it is, number one, to familiarize yourself with technology that is available to students now. And then number two, how can that technology help you teach? And of course, we know that
Okay.
children are drawn to technology. They love it. I mean, do you have any that don't? I mean, they just all love it
No.
naturally. Most of them do. And you might not
Yes.
see that so much in pre-K as much as you do in kinder, but they're very competitive about it. And if you can find something that reaches them or engages them, such as a drag and what do you call drag and click, that kind of thing, where they can have access to it. I've seen the subtraction. I don't know what he's called. The subtraction alligator. He's excellent because they can. I think they can manipulate him, and or they can manipulate the objects. Again, teaching subtraction. So that is now, and you could use it in terms of if you wanted to make a Neuropod video for the lesson, you could do it that way. Flipgrid, Seesaw, any of those, any kind of piece of technology that you could use to teach the lesson is great. And that's really what you're doing here. But it can be on pre-K or kinder,
Okay.
your choice. You may favor pre-K since you're in the pre-K classroom, but then again, you may want to use the kindergarten grade level. Either one is acceptable. And it's just a very clear picture there. Now, the other thing, before I let you ask questions, you may have some, hold on. The other thing I want to show you is I'm going to go back and stop, and then I'm going to reshare something for you. This is the day of sharing. I want you to see, yes, this I think is a sample page. Okay, so I have available for you in your viewing a sample page of lesson plans. I always think students need something to go by or something to look at. I do. I
Yes.
tend to be that way. I like I like something to look at. I don't know. I don't
I do
think I've ever
too.
been. You know what I mean? It doesn't. I'm not
It
saying you
makes me know
copy.
that I'm doing it right.
Yes, yes. I'm not suggesting that you copy this by any stretch of the imagination, but this is something to review to say, okay, this is what I'm looking at. So here
Yeah.
are several plans for pre-K and kinder with a 1 and 3 day view. Now, that's another thing I need to point out. Your lesson plan that you create can be a 1 day lesson plan. It could be just 1 day. You go in there and you're using that, and you're going to use that technology 1 day. Bam, that's over with. Then again, it could be a 3 day plan, or it could go as far as 5 days. That is totally up to you. What I would suggest, if you do multiple days, you would have to use that cover sheet we just looked at where you plan. You would have to have one of those for every day in the plan. Does that make
Okay.
sense? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. If you did have a 3 day plan, I would expect to see three separate where you mapped out, all
Each
3 days.
lesson.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. Now, here is one, I believe this is a technology integration lesson plan, and it uses subtraction. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't use that if you just want to do that, that's okay. You just would have to find a different way to do it, is what I'm saying. And it's on mathematics, and of course, there will be your name up there. Can you see the screen, by the way?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then
It's
you have
on.
the, go ahead.
Uh, it's on the right thing. Yeah. Technology
Okay.
integration lesson plan. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay, now I'm on, I don't think I'm sure here. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Are you seeing examples of technology's lesson plans?
Yes,
You're not
ma'am.
seeing it? You are?
I
Oh,
was. Yes, ma'am.
yeah, okay, okay. I'm going back. Hold on, hon. Okay, where are we? I
Good
believe, I
morning.
believe, I believe.
Good.
Where
How
am
are
I
you?
at? Hold on, I've lost it. That's the example. Here we go. Okay, sharing one more time. Here we go. Now, you can see it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So it gives it, you just give it general lesson summary. And let me pull this down a little bit. Objectives, clear and simple. And then content standards. Now you can use, if you wanted to use the math as the general, if that's what the lesson plan's about, but you're going to have some ELA in there, that is simply okay. You could have a supporting standard supporting that. If they perhaps maybe they are doing math, but they're going to have some let's see what it says, participates in collaborative conversations with their peers and adults. So that's kind of a supporting standard. That is perfectly okay. The duration is for one day. It's a 30 to 40-minute plan. You're going to have whole group, you're going to have small group, and you're going to have partner work. So you outline that. Hang on. I'm having a hard time moving this. Then you have the integration. These are the technology tools. You're going to have an online subtraction game, an interactive math game assessed via tablets, laptops, or smartboard. You have your responsibilities and the student responsibilities, and then you give your instructional procedures. You're going to do a hook and a link. You're going to present the material, and that's where they're actually doing it, or whatever it is. And then you would have your closing. And then, of course, you would have to have some kind of evaluation. And, of course, it lists the materials needed for this. And it shows basically in this example, clear alignment, technology, the game is being integral, a part of teaching subtraction. It's not just an add-on. You have teacher roles, student roles are clearly defined, and you have an assessment. The next one, I believe, is a pre-K lesson plan for math. And here, I think it's count the animals. So it's the same thing. This one is just for one day. Same thing here. And it says this one uses the gels. It has developmentally appropriate technology for pre-K. It keeps the lesson short. It's hands-on. It's concrete. Reinforces math, story, manipulatives, and digital practice. All right. And the last one that you see here is one, I believe this one goes back to kindergarten, but it's a 3-day plan. So I did give you the option of looking at that. And of course, if you want, it's a 3-day lesson plan. In this one, they're using Seesaw or Flipgrid. I'm familiar with Flipgrid. I'm not familiar with Seesaw. I don't know. You might know that. I don't know that. But
No,
it recommends that.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the examples, but for the actual technology lesson plan, will I be able to choose if it's one or is it a 3-day?
No, you can choose yourself. You can choose if you want a 1-day or a 3-day. You make
Okay.
that decision. Yes, it's
Okay.
all up to you. If you decide you want a 1-day plan, that's fine with me. Just make sure it's well planned. And,
Okay.
now this does, I will say this is very basic. This is an overview kind of. So yours would be, of course, a little more in depth. Okay. You would want to explain things more, I guess is what I'm saying. This is kind of almost like a summary
Yes,
kind of
ma'am.
approach, but you would have some in depth there. But yeah, so I'm giving you the option of selecting, and this is see how this person listed 3 days out, what that looks like. Again, very, 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 very. I would expect
Specific.
more than this. Okay, in a lesson plan, you would too. So it would be more than this, but this is a guide. This is just kind of a guideline, if you will. And that'll help you when you create. But it's all up to you as to how many days you do. And then also as far as the subject, it's fine. That's your call as to what standards you want to teach. And I'm not showing this on your side, so I'm going to publish this for you.
Okay.
And there you go. Now you can see it on your side. But this is available to you just to look at to kind of give you an idea what to do. Now, any other questions?
Not about this.
Okay. All right. I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to ask you what questions do you have? Go ahead.
So the Bloom's taxonomy thing that was due today, now due tomorrow. I only
Mm-hmm.
have like one thing, like the very last one,
Uh-huh.
left, but I don't know. I assume that I don't change the observation, right? Like, and when it says writing prompt or question,
Uh-huh.
do I need to leave like the format of it? Do I need to leave it and then just because I just kind of typed it underneath Like, is it
Yes,
supposed to
that's
be a
fine.
certain
What
format?
did that last prompt ask for? Was it just what
Let
did
me
it? I
pull it
can't
up
even.
because I can't even remember what it's the
Okay,
last
okay,
Bloom's taxonomy.
okay. Pull that up because I have no clue what it said right now. I couldn't tell you. I'm gonna see if I can see it myself.
It is. Oh wait, hold on. My computer is lagging so bad. Creating. Creating is the last one, but and it. Oh yeah, this one especially where it says like media project. You presented your learning center. It's just explaining that I already did that, and I don't need
That's all you
like
have to
that's
do. That's
yeah.
it.
I just have to do the stuff in red, right?
Right. Isn't that all
Okay.
it asks you to do? What did it say in red?
The red is like the writing prompts where it tells you to write out a statement, and then the questions are
Oh,
like
that's all you
asking you
have to
questions.
do. Yeah.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
just making sure, and I can keep it in that format.
Yes, yes. You do not have to write
Okay.
this up like a paper at
I just
all.
felt like it
You
looked weird, and I was like, I don't want to turn it in and it like
no,
not be the
no,
right
that
format.
you're right. You are really just writing responses to the prompts. It is not a paper. It is just a really it's kind of check and balances. Am I doing these things? Did my center do these things that it's
Yeah.
asking about? So that's all it is. It's just writing an answer to the prompt. And that
Okay.
last one was it was almost as if you'd already done the last one because you did the presentation, but then I think it does ask a question about it or
Yeah,
something.
it does.
Okay. Okay. So that's all you have to do. But don't worry about the format for that. It was not
Okay.
required. No,
And
format
then
was not required.
one more thing. It says, how can you like prove which one is it? I think it's in
It does say proof.
applying.
How do you prove that
How how do you prove that they learned or something? Or
you're just going to make an
oh wait,
assumption?
what type of documentation you can provide? Okay, that's what I did, but I was like, okay, I don't
You
think
would say,
like
okay,
I'm
well,
not
they would
supposed
have
to.
a no, no. It was not implemented at all. But it's just saying, like, well, I know if they did this, they would have produced a
Okay,
whatever.
that's what I was saying, but I just wanted to
Hmm.
double check.
Yes, of course. I'm
Okay,
glad you did. No worries about that. Okay, so that is kind of we did it. I think we got across everything that we need. Now, upcoming, because you're going to be on your own for the next couple of weeks. Um, in week 8, you will see a midterm. It's completely taken online, and there is a PowerPoint that midterm comes from. The midterm is not how shall I say it? It is not timed. So you have all the time you need to take the midterm, but you're going to see in a minute on your screen. Can you see this PowerPoint?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's where it comes from. So when you are taking
Is
the
that in the
midterm,
very beginning?
yes, it was in the very beginning of the modules, but I brought it down to this module. And it is really basically
Okay,
where the midterm comes from. So you could use that as a source when you take the midterm.
okay, because I'm pretty sure I like went through this whole PowerPoint
Yes,
my
yes.
the
And
first
it's
week of
good. It's
school
good you did. Yes,
because
you did.
I
You did.
didn't know.
But that's why it's there. It's basically over the parts of pre-K and kinder, both of them. So it showcases that. So going back, let me go
Okay,
back to the hold on, I'm gonna go back to the modules. Give me just a minute. I'm gonna share out and we'll go back and look. Okay. Um, let's see. I don't know. Let me see. Get to the I don't know if you can see. Let's see if I've got the module back up. I got to get my cursor back over there. Where's that? I have 3 screens I manipulate over here, and it's almost half the time mind boggling. I'm not very good at it, as you well know. Here we go. Can you see this core shell? Can you see it?
I see the group in class assignment
Okay, well, I don't want you to
exploration.
see that. Let me stop my share because I'm not where I need to be. I don't know where I'm at. Let me go back in and try it one more time. Let's try this. Screen two. Here we go. All right, now you can see it, I'm assuming.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're back in the core shell. I've got to go back down to go to where we are. Okay, so we are in week 7 right now. We're finishing up with week 7. And then we'll be into week 8. That week 8, you're going to see the midterm pop up. And the week 8 brings on the observation reflection for the 4th and final observation. And this particular week, you will reflect over all your observations that you've had, which are only 4, and then you will write it up and post it. You will also drop your contextual factor sheet in a Dropbox in week 8. You'll upload
Okay.
it. And that's when that happens. So that's the week of being online. Okay, for week of October 6th through the 10th. Then we roll into what we call fall break. Now, during fall break, you will not hear from me. You will not see me. I will not be emailing you. You probably will not be emailing me. And we are on fall break. So that is the week of the 13th through the 17th. The next big thing that will come up is in week 9, you will begin to have access to the video observation discussion board. And this is what week 9 looks like. It's coming up. Can you see that? Week 9 observation board.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to watch a video. And this is of a teacher. These teachers are all over the United States. Some are in pre-K, some are in kinder, and you actually get to go watch other teachers teach. Some lessons are very, very long. Others are very, very short. But you watch the lesson, and then you come back to this page and answer the questions.
Okay.
There's 3. There's 3 that you answer for this one. The other thing you need to know about is that in the module, I'm going to show it to you. In the module, prior to that opening, you will see a module that looks like this. Directions to the teaching channel. That's where all the videos are. They're not in that discussion board. You can't get access to them. The only way you can gain access is to go to the teaching channel. So it would be like this. You would go to the teaching channel. These are the directions. This right here gives you access. You would click there. I'm just showing you two. Here you would type your name of your organization. Hold on just a minute. And it would just pop up, probably. Then you would click on the actual university and you would go up here. Can you see all this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you just click on Thomas University. You just put your username in and ID, click, and it's going to take you to the teaching channel. Boom, we're here. And then you would go in, and again, you would have to look back and see, which is kind of
The
problematic, but
exact name.
yes, you would have to. And this is where a lot of students get really upset because they do change things on the site, but I'm telling you, the lesson is there. Okay, so we're in week 9, and I'll just open this up. We can see it. We are looking for this picture. Okay, and on my side, it actually looks like this is the actual video, but I think on your side, you would have to go find this. Basically, you're looking for the social studies, the kindergarten experience. It is a lesson out of California, and it is on the gold rush, and that's a part of California history. That's why those kindergartners are studying it. And so you're going to have to take some time to find this video. A lot of times, if you'll notice here, I'm trying to go back to the teaching channel itself. Like if we put in kindergarten and we put in the subject, let's see what we did here. I believe social studies topics. I think, I'm not sure. I think they all are pretty much full length videos. So that would definitely be it. And then you hit the filter list. And then you look for that topic. Sometimes it will pull it up. There it is right there. That man, there he is. See, they've changed the picture on it. But the kindergarten experience was the name of the lesson. And so you would click on it, bam, and you would watch this video. It is 46 minutes. And you would, and it is about students learning about California and pioneer life in the California Gold Rush experience. So there's a process to it, but it's not that complicated. But just going to this photo will not link you to it. I cannot link it to the actual discussion board. You're going to have to go in and find it yourself. These start during week 9. They're done in the comfort of your home, and you're no longer required to report any more about the on-site experience. That's over with after that 4th observation. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So that's a lot. But that's in week 9. So that's after we come back from, fall break. Again, let me reiterate, if there's anything we've gone over and you're lost or you don't understand or you're like, I forgot, just email me and I'll answer you.
Okay.
And then week 9 is the week that we're supposed to meet, and we probably will not get to meet, and I will probably just make some assignments for you to do on your own.
Okay.
And, being that you're in this class by yourself, that's probably the way to go anyway, because it's so hard with just being one of you.
Yeah.
I think you get that. So I don't think that's going to be too much of a hardship on you. You won't have to come to class October the 25th. We won't meet. It'll be something you'll do on your own time. Okay? All right. Are there any other questions before we tie up and call it quits? Or do you see anything you have a question about?
No, ma'am. You answered all my questions. The only other question I had was about the observations, because I didn't know if I needed to be taking notes for
The only
because I didn't
thing,
have another assignment.
right. The only thing you had to do, now this is another thing, is for week 4, which I think you've already done
For
that.
all of them.
Yeah, week 4 was about the first observation. You don't have to report on the 2nd, the 3rd, but in the last one, this last one coming up, 4th one, you would go in on the 8th week, which would be next week. And let's see where that one is. And you would go in and answer these questions. There's the contextual factor sheet, of course. It's telling you that's due this week. And then here you would answer these. Now, there are 2 sets of questions. These questions are for the teacher candidates who are neither currently teaching in pre-K or kindergarten or not working in the school system. Well, that's not you. So you don't answer those. You come down and answer this second group of questions. These questions are for teacher candidates that are currently teaching pre-K or kinder. You're currently in the classroom, and so you would answer these questions only. And then you're done. You just post it, boom, you're done. So that completes your requirement for the 4 hours. Now, have you been able to get into Anthology and make your journals where you're posting your hours?
You asked me this last time, and I still have not I've logged onto it. I just haven't logged my hours in.
Okay. Well, go ahead and do that, because she will go around and check and see where you are. And so if you haven't, yes, if you haven't, Dr. Maury will say to me, well, I haven't heard from Sailor. Has she done any? Yes, she has. I'm sure.
Yes, I need to do it, and I just keep forgetting.
Yes. So make a note to go ahead and get that in the 8th week, because she does go at midterm and check. to see if you've done it.
Okay.
And that's just
Yeah.
because we just try to get everybody in before the end. And
Yeah.
that's it right now. That's all I have for you. And I think you're doing
Okay.
fine. Everything's on schedule. You're punctual. You attend class. You doing all your assignments. I mean, I can't ask for a better student. So have a great rest of your day. I will leave you to the wedding planning. I hope y'all have a beautiful wedding. You're
Oh,
not
thank
getting
you.
married, are you?
No, no, no. I'm helping my friend do hair, and my boyfriend's actually in the wedding. So,
Oh, good.
I would like people. Yeah.
Fun day. Enjoy
Yes.
your day.
Yes, ma'am. You enjoy yours too.
Okay, bye bye.
All
I'm
right.
gonna let you
Bye.
go.
All right.